Good afternoon, everybody. It is Corey Stewart here on Wednesday here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I love the spring. Everything's out in bloom. Things are coming to life. My favorite season of all. And living in Virginia is wonderful. It is. It's great. But there are a couple things that aren't so great here in the Commonwealth. And perhaps the biggest thing that isn't so great is our governor. Now, Governor Northam, just let me give you a little bit of background, okay? This is the same governor who a little over a year ago, a year and a half ago or whatever it was, it came out when he was in law school. When he was in law school, it came out he was the one who was wearing a KKK outfit or a blackface in the law school yearbook. And he never came clean about which one it was. We don't know. And then after he got caught for that, then he proceeds to lecture Virginians on how racist everybody is and how racist it is to have, for example, monuments to Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson, great Virginians, great military leaders by all accounts. And this is the same guy. He graduated from VMI, Virginia Military Institute, which is, very, very well known and it has produced great military leaders in our country's history, including General Patton and others. He takes away the monument that was there to Stonewall Jackson that all the freshman recruits at VMI saluted when they came out of their barracks. He took it down, even though he knew that monument was central to the whole culture of VMI. It's very, very important, and he's a graduate from it. This is the same guy who about a little over a year ago also got on WMAL here in the Washington, D.C. area and said that when he was a physician, a pediatrician no less, he was, when babies were born and the mothers didn't want them, he would let the babies die, okay? This is the same guy who signed into legislation a bill that authorized abortions in Virginia right up to the moment of birth, even afterward, okay? Same guy. So he's okay with killing a child up to the moment of birth. And now he comes out today, signs legislation that ends the death penalty in Virginia. If for those of you who are against the death penalty, look, I can understand the moral argument you're making. I can get it. I don't agree with it. But then don't turn around and say that you're okay with aborting a child in the 9th month of pregnancy. Very clearly a human being. Not even debatable. And this is a guy who's actually talking about letting a baby die after birth. I don't really talk about my own personal faith too much, but I want to let you know I am a very spiritual person. I am a strong Christian. I'm Catholic. And I believe in the death penalty. And I'll tell you why. The Old Testament of the Bible deals with the law, all right? God's laying out the law for his people. And one of those is an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. And yes, the death penalty is very much part and parcel of the law that God lays out in the law in the Old Testament. Now, some have said, many, that you hear this all the time, when they quote Jesus in the New Testament, in the Gospels, and they say, well, Jesus says that you need to turn the other cheek. In other words, forgive those who trespass against you. But who was Jesus talking to? He says he didn't undo a mustard seed of the Old Testament. Not one change, nothing. So how do you make those things work together? How is it possible that you can believe in the death penalty and the law in the Old Testament is that the death penalty definitely is there, but yet we're supposed to forgive those who trespass against us, forgive those who sin against us? And the answer is pretty simple, honestly. In the Old Testament, God is laying out the law. He's laying out the system of justice that we're supposed to live by, right? And that is essentially at the time, at least, it was the state. All right, it was the government. It was the system of justice that was to be implemented, and still is today. And that we have the death penalty. We have the federal death penalty, and if you commit a crime, you got to pay the consequences. That's the law. Now, if somebody commits a crime against you, you should, as a good Christian, forgive them. But you should also expect that the government is going to administer justice and punish that person for the crime that they committed against you. In other words, it's not up to you to enforce the law against somebody who commits a crime against you. It's up to the government to do that. So when Jesus was speaking, he said, you as an individual should forgive. If I walk down my street tonight and somebody mugs me, I can forgive them as a Christian, but I'm still going to expect that the police, the law enforcement, and the justice system will capture the perpetrator and punish them appropriately. Right? I can forgive them, but it's still up to the government to administer justice. And that is why, as a Christian, I believe in the death penalty. The death penalty isn't up for the individual. It's not about forgiveness. It's not about that. It's about the state. It's about the government and administering justice. And when somebody, as hard as it would be for me to forgive somebody who did something really horrible to one of my family members or loved ones, I would try like heck to try to forgive them. But I would also still expect that if they did something really horrible and it called for the death penalty, that the government would absolutely do it. So here you've got this pseudo-fake Christian governor of Virginia who says that it's okay to abort a baby in the 9th month, but yet we're not going to use the justice system to punish somebody who does a really horrible murder, okay? There have been some really horrible murders in this Commonwealth of Virginia here. We're talking about people who have raped children and then killed them. We are talking about people who have raped family members in front of the families and then killed them. Doesn't somebody like that deserve the death penalty? When you're in law school, by the way, and for those of you who don't know, I am a lawyer. The law schools definitely lean very, very leftist. Okay, all right. That doesn't mean there aren't good debates in law schools, because there are. But they say, well, the death penalty doesn't make any sense because it doesn't actually dissuade people from committing crimes. That it's too expensive. That why not just put the guy in prison for the rest of his life rather than putting him to death? That there's no real good justification for the death penalty. But I beg to differ, and I always have. And that is because, folks, you know what? There has to be a sense of justice. If somebody kills one of your family members, you will never feel that justice has been served until that person too has received the penalty that is appropriate. And if somebody has committed capital murder, in other words, they planned to murder somebody, they did it, there were aggravating circumstances, either because they killed a child or they raped the person and then killed them, and then and they did it in a very cold-blooded fashion. Not every murderer gets the capital punishment, but a lot of them do. And rightfully so. If you're the family member of the person who's been murdered in this grotesque, horrible way, you will never feel a sense of justice until that person's been put to death. That's why it's important to have the death penalty. It helps to give confidence in our criminal justice system, confidence that people can say that justice was served. And it's very, very critical, very, very important. So anyway, that's the lecture for today. Hope you're having a great day otherwise. let the, get on the governor's Facebook page. The guy's such a, by the way, he is a total moron. He is a total idiot. I'm not going to try to beat around the bush. The guy just is an idiot. I'm just watch him. Maybe I'm not going to go there. I'll talk to you soon.